Good morning, it's Kate from Grow Your Own Joy, and this is Tuesday, August 9th. I'm doing a little harvest in my garden, and I picked some green beans and some peppers. I also picked some squash and cucumbers on this day. Right now, I noticed that these peppers are turning red, and I'm going to pick them and let them finish ripening in my house. I want to get them off this plant so this plant can start producing more flowers. And I'm just going to show you a few days and what I do around my house and my garden. And maybe we'll even cook with some of these things that I picked. Thank you for joining me. I ended up having to pick these 2 butternut squash. One, in the last video I had said the vine had died, and then I noticed that another butternut squash had a vine that had died. And I had said before that as plants are dying, like squash, I've never had good luck, but in efforts to fight the vine borers, I'm just pulling the vine, squishing the vine borers, and taking what I can get for produce. So I had to pick these 2 butternut squash. They're not quite ready, so I'm going to have to look into whether I can just eat them like this or if I can cure them. I'm not sure, but here's my hand for reference. So they're hand size. They're not bad. That's like the most butternut squash I've ever gotten. It's the only butternut squash I've ever gotten, so I'll take what I can get. After harvesting in the garden, I came in to do some work in my kitchen. It is a complete disaster. We had been gone all weekend. It was a busy week the week before. We had some parties and get-togethers. There are the dishes. They're a complete disaster. I was able to get some of them done, but there are still more. I cleaned off the stove of the dishes that were there, and now I'm taking the grates off the stove to wipe it down. And I'm spraying down the stove, and I'm going to give everything a good wipe and get the debris off of there. This is a very old stove. There's a lot baked on, but I'm doing my best to get it as clean as possible. Here you can see I'm using a pumice stone that I had bought to scrape off some of the residue. It's kind of working, but there's still a lot left on there. I'm just going to have to call it good. At least I know it is clean, even though it is still stained. I swept up. And here I am putting away the air fryer and giving everything a good wipe down and tidying as I go. Oh, and the counter is a disaster too. We had just put a ton of stuff down there. When life gets busy, you only have so much time for certain things, and this is one of the things that we just let go. But now we're fixing it and it'll be just fine. So I'm taking everything off the counter, giving it a good wipe, and then I'm going to put the things that I'm going to be using back on the counter. Now I'm going to change the filter in the Brita because it's been way too long, and start taking things out for dinner. So my kitchen is not perfect, but it is better. I'm super disheveled right now. I just tried on like 30 dresses and it's super humid out. So this is just what I'm going to look like. I'm making some fajitas. I have 2 peppers from the farmer's market, a green pepper from my garden. Well, it's actually one of the ones that was starting to turn red, a lime, red onion, and then the fajita meat that I preserved the other day. I posted that on Instagram. I'm actually just going to go ahead and use it up because it's something fast and easy to make, and I'm tired. Now I'm chopping up the veggies, the onion, and the peppers, and the lime. And I'm going to put that in a pan with some olive oil. And I added some corn to a cast iron, and I put some chili lime seasoning on it. And some garlic powder is going onto the vegetables. And some more onion powder on the corn. And here's the bag of corn that I used. And I also have some cilantro from the freezer, and I'm just going to add some of that into the corn. Now I'm just sauteing that corn, getting it nice and brown, and putting it in a container. I'm going to wipe out the pan and add some olive oil and get my beef into the pan. It is very thin, so it will cook very quickly, and it shouldn't take long at all. Flipping it over. And just before everything is done, I'm going to put some fresh lime juice onto the meat and the fajita vegetables. And it looks like everything is done. Those are some siete almond flour tortillas that we love. They're gluten-free and they still bend. They're delicious. So for dinner, we have the fajita vegetables. I have these siete almond flour tortillas that I showed you the package of earlier in the video. Our fajita beef. We have Mateo salsa, which is so good. My favorite jalapenos, although I am going to be canning some up later this week. This peri-peri sauce is really good. It's from Trader Joe's. We have some sour cream. I like this one because it does not have a lot of ingredients. Some sour creams have a lot of additives. This one does not. I do like to get the organic sour cream, but right now it's just too expensive, so this is what we're doing. And my husband likes some guacamole on his, and I'm just going to make some fajitas. I almost forgot. We also have this corn that has the chili seasoning and salt, pepper, cilantro, onion powder, so that'll be good with it too. And here are my beef fajitas, my corn, and some salsa to go with everything. Yum! I'm making some progress on my dishes. I still have some to put away, but it looks much better. I'm happy that I was able to get that done. right is the final stretch to get these dishes done, and I decided while I was doing dishes I would scrub out the sink, so I put the drying rack to the side. I'm using some Bon Ami powder and a little scrub brush to scrub everything down, and some vinegar spray to spray my backsplash, wiping everything down. I still have some dishes to put away drying in the drying rack, but it looks much better. I'm so happy that this is done. Quick corn update from the last video. I was saying something was eating my corn. I'm pretty sure it's actually a lot of chipmunks. Nothing is showing up on my camera, so I'm guessing it's something small, and I think they're just trying to climb the corn stalks to get to the corn, and they're just breaking. So, I mean, there's a little corn cob right there. And if you look in here, there's a bunch that are broken. So I'm just hoping that I get something at this point. I mean, if anything, I've proven that I can grow corn and it's doing well. The animals just think so too. So let's see, follow me and we'll see if we end up getting anything. All right, while I'm out here, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me over these last few days. We did get a lot done, but I do have some more exciting things I want to show you. So I'll try to put out another video in the next few days, and have a great day, everyone.